Hello, welcome back to Final Fantasy Remastered commentary playthrough. We are in space now, in an attempt to rescue Renoa from this fate because Alone's on this spaceship. So, what you're gonna do, what you're gonna want to do, is for this section, junction Renoa and Squall with all of your GFs and anything else that you might want for abilities or anything like that. I'm going to suggest that you have status attack on both of them, and you put death inside of it. Because in the next section, where we're going to end up, the enemies inside of this thing are weak to death. And it'll just make the experience a lot better, since you're going to be reduced down to 2 party members. And then as far as your status defense is concerned, at least Confuse. You want to guard against Confuse, and if you want to put Pain in there so you don't get blinded, poisoned, or silenced, anything like that, it doesn't matter. But overall, you really just want to have Death in because it'll kill these things quickly. And then I don't remember if they give experience or not, so I'm going to put the bonus in for now. But if we get there and they actually don't give experience because they're kind of considered boss fights, then I'll just switch it over to something that I'll actually use. If you mug these creatures, they'll drop wizard stones, so kind of useful. But for now, we are in the lunar base medical room, and how you want to start this section off is to play cards against this guy in the white. Now, the space rules are terrible. You're going to have a hard time here. It might require a few resets in order to get these cards, because there's 2 of them. There's 2 rare cards in this area. Piet here carries the Alexander card, and once we meet Alone, she's going to have the Laguna card. Both are very good to have. So, go ahead and play Piet. And because I played Odine, Odine's rules transferred pretty much over here, but you can see that it is an insane amount of rules. Random is just terrible. And thankfully he played it out the gate, now we just gotta win. So hopefully you don't struggle too much with this, but the same plus rule, and especially with the same plus rule being on wall, is, oh my, it's bad. There we go. So it's already beginning. There is no real explanation for the same plus elemental wall rule there. Pretty much like the game with the same plus and same wall, it extends over to, you know, you have the whole board here where it's just a giant rectangle, and the numbers will actually like leap across the screen. It's really confusing to explain, so I don't really want to get into it. It's just a terrible rule, you know. You kind of want to bait them whenever you're playing weak cards like this. You know, we're just not getting set up good here. So bait them as much as you can. You know, you really want to play aggressively because the computer is just going to do a lot of cheating type things here. You know. Seems to never stop. And honestly, I don't know how I pulled that off. I'm thinking that, well, obviously it's because of the plus, but, you know, the 9 on the bottom of Quetzalcoatl equal plus the 3 for the fish there, even though he was a +1, made it 12. And then the 8 for the oil boil on the right side, meeting Quetzalcoatl's 4 on his left side, equals 12 as well. So, you know, they don't count the values whenever they're plus or minus. So I guess you can still technically pull off the plus and same rules with this in mind. I got lucky there. Whatever, I'll take it. I hate space rules. They suck. But we got the Alexander card, which is what we came here for. And then make sure you card mod your weaker cards if you can. To give you a better chance at getting, your strong cards. Alexander will card mod into Moon Curtains. Moon Curtain, I believe, she teaches Shell, Auto Shell. So if you want Auto Shell, I think it's Auto Shell or Auto Protect, but I'm pretty sure Moon is like magic type base stuff here. So if you refine the Carbuncle card, you'll get a way to teach your GFs, auto reflect 3 different times, and then if you do the Alexander card, you'll get auto shell, and then there will be another card in the future where we get for auto protect. So there's a lot of auto abilities that we do want to go after to set up for the end game, basically. Okay. So then we will now continue. Take Renoa to this little room in here. And follow Piet, just go upwards and around. Touch this little screen and you'll see some stuff going on here on the moon. So interesting lore stuff here. The monsters actually come from the moon in this world, and the lunar cry is something that, like a pandemic that happens every so often. So now we're just kind of in that time frame where the next lunar cry is about to continue. Ah, there we go. That's the key piece that I was missing about that. So that huge crater way back in whatever episode it was, where I was just like, man, I never understood what this thing was about. It's because I keep on missing these NPC conversations. But it was actually the lunar cry that happened 100 years ago that created that giant crater that we see in Centra. There used to be a city there, so wow, just give me a remake, please, so we can elaborate more on this stuff. That's incredible. Kind of missed that detail many years ago. Okay, so you pull that little scene from them. Once you do all that, head back, and you can kind of explore the base here. Not much to it. A couple rooms, kind of empty. The only interesting things you can do here is just pull cards from Alone and Piet. Make sure you save, because if we mess up with Alone in the card battle, it's kind of a ridiculous, run backwards to her every single time. And then just come up these flight of stairs. There's like a hidden room right here, so just keep this place in mind where you are going to visit it. Let's talk to some NPCs. They'll tell you about Adele's out here. And they'll give you a little bit of details on, what's going on out here. And you'll see that person was wrapped up in something crazy. So here's Alone. If you regular talk to her, you'll continue the story, but we want to play cards. She didn't pull it. If it were all just weaker monsters, I would have been okay with just losing them, but since that wasn't the case, I have to play it straight up. Not really something I want to do is win these weaker cards, because now I have to transform them. But we did get rid of a whole batch of those, so that's honestly worth it. So because I got rid of all those ruby dragons, to me that's worth going back and saving. Because anytime you can get rid of a giant group of cards like that, because it took 10 of them to make one Inferno Fang, it's probably worth saving your game if you're trying to get rid of those weaker cards. The less likelihood of pulling them over and over again, you know? Go in and do it again. And there you have it. So, I'm probably not going to win this one. I will do my best. This is the stuff I hate about this. So Elemental was abolished. So I have a chance to win back Siren at the very least, so we'll try. No guarantees here. I mean, you can attempt to win your cards back, but the NPCs cheat with all this, the rules and everything. Oh, goodness. I swear they do this on purpose. This part will honestly probably be the hardest area to get cards from. I never successfully get them in one shot. And you can see here that they just play some terrible cards that we have no reason to win. I generally just start playing chaotic at this point because, you know, I already know it's gonna be bad. You honestly really just want to keep them from playing anything in the corners, because that's where they trap you the worst. Of course, I gotta go first. Why not? I had a feeling. This was gonna happen. I'm telling you, I don't understand it. Still to this day, after 20 plus years of playing this game, I don't know how they get that. But anyway, the impossible's been done. We won the Laguna card. Really good card to have, as far as modding is concerned. 100 heroes. Heroes will turn you invincible for a set amount of time. We actually pulled one off of Cypher. So now you can make 100 of those, and you can, you know, be invincible for a short period. So if you're really struggling with a boss or a section of the game that's just too hard, you know, use those as an item, and it'll help out a lot. It's very useful for the end game as well. But there is another version of that is much better. So we'll actually get those later on. So with Laguna card and Alexander card secured, go ahead and talk to Alone from here. And now the crazy begins. Okay, Renoa is possessed. Every time you approach her, she's gonna fling you. Alright, so to mitigate all this stuff, we're just gonna run past her. Take you to the control room, and this is where she's actually gonna show up. We actually have to let her go through. Okay. Well, thank God for ×3 option here. Let her do her thing. So then follow Renoa upstairs. And we'll let this stuff play out. It's pretty cool. Absolutely insane stuff, right? So the room here that I said not to forget, this is where you want to go. You'll see Renoa in a spacesuit. Go ahead and click this area. You'll jump in and get into your own spacesuit. And then follow her outside. If you just hold up on the D-pad, you'll go straight towards her. Then the gate's gonna close, and you actually want to start floating back with these other guys. And then head back into that room, kind of a random ass, why did we do that sequence there? So that was the president of Esthar, who's actually on the space station. From here, save your game, because there's going to be a sequence that you can actually mess up, and if you do mess it up, it'll be a game over, and you'll have to restart. And then also consider using a tent to heal Renoa and Squall. Or you can just use recover, however you want to do it. I have plenty of money to buy tents and I really don't care about them. So my seed rank is lowering because of, you know, I started running away from battles and stuff like that, trying to get items. And Renoa has awoken Sorceress Adele. And Squall is really adamant about pushing Alone to send him back to Renoa's past. And, of course, Alone is like, I can't. If you come into this little hidden walkway, there's a meteor or a meltdown draw point. I already have 100 meltdowns, so we're good on that. Nice little tidbit on hidden draw points if you're still trying to achieve your 100 draw point achievement. And then another save point. A lot of different scenes are going to play out here, so I'm just going to let this play out and talk more when we actually get to the real part that I'm trying to achieve here. Incredible section, right? All right, so this is this can be hampered and ruined if we don't do this correctly. All right, so essentially you're going to see Renoa floating through space. If you hold triangle down, you'll actually move the camera a lot quicker. And the point of this section is to stay in front of her. There's kind of like a little gap in the hitbox though. So if you are on her and then you miss her, it's because you just weren't in the right zone. So ideally you just want to keep moving up and down with her once you get her in view. ×3 speed will make this so much better. And you want to catch her pretty much center mass here. Just follow her the best you can. There you go. If she gets off screen too much, you'll miss her, and then you'll actually get a game over for this. Alright, so we have boarded the Ragnarok. Literally one of my favorite ships in all the Final Fantasy franchise. Being that this is my favorite game of the franchise, biased opinion here, but you know, I just think it's awesome. I think it has some of the best music attached to it as well. But first things first, and we actually have to be able to pilot this thing. So that was the space section for the space base. Biggest things to pull away from is get the Alexander card from Piet and get the Laguna card off of Alone. Try not to mess the sequence up, and you will have no chance of game overs. Hopefully you set your junctions up earlier like I recommended with loading them up with all the GFs here, because it's just going to be Squall and Renoa, and we are going to face off against quite a few enemies in here. They can be kind of annoying to deal with. Why did they put Meteor there? Okay. Alright, so in the next part, we're going to take over the Ragnarok. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.